Let's go.
Okay, we're doing a pre-trip on a Freightliner here. First, we want to check our coolant reservoir. We see in the sight glass we have proper level of coolant. We want to check the hoses, the clamps. What we're looking for is leaks. Again, checking our hoses, the fitting, clamps for leaks. This is our turbo exhaust. We're looking for black soot or carbon deposits. As we trace it back, we look at the flex hose here. Again, looking for any black carbon or soot. Trace it back to the exhaust stack, securely mounted. Heat shield, securely mounted.
Oh, that's a bad idea. Sorry, I was turning it sideways to get...
Yeah. Coming back here, we want to check our oil. This is where we check our oil. If we need oil, this is our filler cap, located right here. We want to check our alternator, make sure it is securely mounted. We check the belt, no more than 3/4 inch of deflection on the belt. Also checking the integrity of the belt, not cracked, frayed, or broken. We also check the wiring in back, that there's no bare wire showing on the alternator. Next, I want to identify my water pump. This green hose right here with the clamp, this is my water pump right here. And we're checking it is securely mounted. There are no leaks on the water pump. We check our fan, make sure there's no chips or cracks on the fan. Check the belt on the clutch fan, no more than 3/4 inch of deflection. And the integrity of the belt, not cracked, frayed, or broken. The shroud is secure. Our brackets for our radiator, securely mounted. This is our oil cooler right here, securely mounted. And underneath we can see a filter. There's a white filter under here, and we're looking for any streaks.
I'll get a shot of that from here.
We're looking for any streaks on the oil cooler. Okay, that takes care of my engine compartment on this side. Then I want to talk about the frame. The frame is straight. There's no cracks, no repair welds, no missing bolts or fasteners. Things attached to the frame. This is my air dryer, securely mounted. This is my alcohol evaporator, securely mounted. Again, looking at my hose clamps here, going to my radiator, no leaks. Again, more hoses and clamps, no leaks. Next, I want to talk about my suspension system. The shock absorber is securely mounted, top and bottom, no leaks. My leaf springs are in proper alignment. They're not cracked, broken, or missing. I have a front mount and rear mount secured to the frame rail supporting the leaf spring.
Front mount, and that is the
rear mount. Then I want to identify my U-bolts, which are secured to the axle. There's no shiny spots to indicate that they are loose and that my axle is straight and true. I look at this round bar here. This is my tie rod, and I check that it is securely mounted and it appears to be straight and true from this vantage point. Next, I want to talk about my air brake system. This is my ABS module secured to the frame rail. I check the air hose to see that it is securely fastened to the chamber, and I'm checking for ABCs. Remember, ABCs are for abrasions, bumps, bulges, cracks, or cords showing. I check that the brake chamber is secure with a clamp and bolt. On the back side of the chamber is my slack adjuster, and I would actually pull on this and look for no more than 1 inch of free play. To actually check that, I would make sure that the brakes inside the cab are released, meaning that they're pushed in, and that my wheels are chocked. Then I would actually pull on this slack adjuster here and get the true 1 inch of free play. Looking inside my brake drum here, I'm looking at the brake pad lining, and I want to have a minimum thickness of 1/4 inch or more. I check the inside drum that it is dry. There's no grease or oil. I check the integrity of the brake drum, the outside, checking for any cracks, damage, or any repair welds. Check the inside rim that it's not cracked, dented, or damaged. Check the bead where the rim meets the tire. There's no ABCs. Checking the inside wall, no ABCs. Checking the tread depth, 4/32. Checking the outside wall. No ABCs. Checking the bead where the rim meets the tire. No ABCs. Checking the rim, not cracked, dented, or damaged, or showing any repair welds. My valve stem, cap, not damaged where I would put air in my tire if needed. All my lug nuts are tight, but what I'm looking for is rust streaks or shiny spots that might indicate that it's loose or broken lug nuts. Hub seal is secure, no evidence of any leaks, and I see my sight glass here showing proper level of grease. That takes care of this side. On this side, I have my air conditioning pump, securely mounted. Looking at the fittings, no leaks. This is my air compressor down here. It is gear driven. This is the accessory drive that drives the air compressor. This is my governor. It tells the air compressor when to build air, when to stop building air. This right here is my fuel pump, securely mounted. I have my intake and return line up here. Again, no leaks that I could detect. This is my ECU, the brain box, electronic control module. That's where all the electronics and the wiring harnesses are located. This is my treacle valve, where all my air lines are attached, no leaks, securely mounted to the firewall. Next, I want to talk about my, again, I would look on this side of the engine block, again, identifying my hoses, clamps, fittings for leaks. Next, this is my power steering reservoir, and it tells me right here on this label, securely mounted, no leaks. And this is where I would check and add power steering fluid if need be. This is my water fuel separator, securely mounted, no leaks. Then I would identify my steering system. This is my steering linkage, or steering arm as they call it. No excessive play here, no excessive play when I rotate it, and making sure that my U-joints are well greased. This is the power steering gearbox, securely mounted to the frame. Fluid lines are secure, showing no signs of leaks. Pitman arm here is secure with a hitch bolt and nut. Attached to the drag link, securely mounted with a castle nut and Carter key on each end. Again, I would look at the axle from this point, seeing that it is straight and true, and look at my tie rod to make sure it is straight and true.
I'm sorry, the tie rod. Oh,
there's that round bar there.
Okay.
The round bar.
Tie rod.
Okay. Then again, I would identify my suspension, brake, and tire like I did on the other side. So if you did 100% on that side, then we don't have to do this side.
Okay.
All right?
So that's good for that. And is there anything back there I should know?
Well, you want to identify your mirror bracket, secure, the mirrors are not cracked or broken.
John probably locked that.
Already?
Yeah.
Okay. You would want to open your door, check to make sure the hinges are properly mounted, that they're not loose or broken, that the door shuts. But while you're inside, you would see a fire extinguisher mounted to the floorboard in the proper green charge. This one has circuit breakers, not fuses. And then if you open your jockey box, you would find that you have 3 reflective triangles. Checking your fuel tank, you want to make sure that your fuel tank is properly mounted. You have 2 straps here. They're mounted to the frame. The rubber grommets in here are secure, so there's no evidence of any rocks or anything that might be lodged between the rubber grommet and the tank.
Rubber grommets, got it.
Yep. The steps are secure. Going up to the driver's door, we would take the cap off, look at it to make sure that it has a seal, and that we have fuel in there, and that it latches properly when we twist to lock the fuel cap. We have a vent tube that it's not obstructed in any way. And then lastly, we would check underneath for any leaks.
Any leaks.
Coming over here, header board, securely mounted. Catwalk, securely mounted.
That's the header board right there?
That's the header board right here, securely mounted. Catwalk, securely mounted. This is where your battery box is located, securely mounted. We look at the frame rail for any cracks, repair welds, any missing bolts or fasteners. This is our quarter fender, securely mounted. On the duals, 2 30-seconds of tread depth. Looking in between the duals, evenly spaced, no debris or obstruction. And you have a matching set. Also, you have 2 valve stems. You have an outer valve stem that's capped, not damaged. Then you have an inner valve stem if you look down there across. You see down there? A valve stem there. Okay?
Got it.
Then you would identify the rest of the tire like you did on the front. ABC, no ABCs on the sidewall. Checking the bead where the rim meets the tire, no ABCs. The rim not cracked, dented, or damaged, or showing any repair welds. Checking all our lug nuts. Make sure they're tight and looking for rust streaks or shiny spots. That might indicate that it's loose. Axle seal secure, no leaks. Suspension. This has air ride suspension, so we check that the airbag is fully inflated, secure to the frame rail. Shock absorber secure, top and bottom, no leaks. U-bolts secured to the axle, no shiny spots to indicate that it's loose. These are your U-bolts here. Leaf spring, secure, not cracked, broken, or missing. Front spring mount, secure to the frame rail, not cracked, broken, or missing. We would identify our brakes the same way we did on a steer tire, provided we did 100%.
Okay.
Coupling system right here. This is an adjustable fifth wheel. All the mounting bolts are secure to the frame rail. The locking dog is locked in place, indicating that this is not going to slide. You've got a stopper block up front, stopper block in the back, so it's not going to fall off. Release handle is in the out position. Our fifth wheel, we see that it is greased. Then when this is hooked up to a trailer, this will be fully retracted in, and it has a locking tab right here.
Okay, wait. Okay, got it. Yeah.
And then we would check inside here by looking behind, seeing that the jaws are around the shank of the kingpin.
The shank of the cake. So if you're talking about there's a trailer attached to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
If we had a trailer, then we'd be underneath the trailer, looking inside that V, seeing that the jaws around the shank of the kingpin.
Okay. Will there be a trailer on the test?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
So does it mean we have to test? We have to look at the trailer too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before you unhook, that's your whole test on the tractor trailer.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that all?
For now. Yep.